Hello. Let's run through some statistics. It's the night time. I'm starting up my video for tomorrow early to run through overview of some statistics. So right now my average win-loss is 1.5, which is significantly lower than what I'm used to. And my win rate is currently at a 38.5 after 25 trades. 26. So this is still technically statistically insignificant. And I think that I will need around double the sample size in order to clarify statistically what's happening. But I do have 34 trades, so I've taken 8 scratches. Let's run through some of my playbooks. VWAP to VPOC looks pretty good. 4 trades, $85. 67% win rate. And win-loss 2.25. That's really great. I guess we'll look through some photos real quick. So this is the trade from today. Pretty nice. Here's a loser. VPOC migration. Purchase here. I remember today I marked this trade as a 4 or 5 star trade. There's no issue with it. Oops. We have a scratch. No structure on the trade. Yep, that's no structure. And here's a good winner. Is this today? No structure on this trade. No, 712. No structure and almost stopped out. That's the trade there. Maybe one here. So no structure on 2 of them. Let's look at these mean reversion trades. 33% win rate with a 1.1 average win-loss. So this is pretty bad. Most of my mistakes, so we have a context change. We have a context change. No awareness, maybe a context change. Poor structure on this trade, no structure on the setup, and no structure. So it seems like mean reversion is tricky. We reviewed this one. The issue with this trade was that I was distracted. I was distracted by trading the wrong size. I didn't see this whole thing. the warning, and then I took the mean reversion short, and the context had changed, and I wasn't aware of it. We don't need to review this. No awareness. So supposedly I was up on this trade. So buyers step in, and I'm taking a long here. And I'm looking for a scale after VPOC migrates. I remember I think that this trade was acceptable. But yeah, I wasn't aware of how two-sided the market was. This next one's a winner, but I fail on my trailing stop. So I go long here. Market picks, I go long. And then I catch a target. I'm holding. And then the market fails. And my trailing stop should have been 3 points higher. I believe I was looking for this market to trend. But I knew there was an obstacle. Here's a loser. The mistake is that there's no structure. We have a tight range here. It seems like I enter before we really make a pick, and then I get one ticked. So there's very tight structure from the whole day that so far. And I enter before we really make a pick. And I also miss out on opportunity, I guess, to get long again. No structure. So it seems like I have a mistake on every single mean reversion trade, which is no structure or a context change. This is when I was sitting with Heather. And I take an exit. I believe on this day I was looking for a trend. We start making lower lows, kind of grinding. And then we pick the low. And there's no structure because we don't catch a bounce or anything. And I enter in the consolidation. And then I realize that there's no edge and I exit. That's all of them. There's a mistake on every single one. So what this tells me is caution on mean reversion trades, and that it's something that I need to work at or be more patient during. Let's look at these. I have one of them from today. Oh, I think it was actually the VPOC migration ones that I've been taking a lot of. Yeah, so I've taken 4 of them, and I've taken 5 of them, and I scratched a 1-1-1, and then I lost on 4. My win to loss ratio is 2.0, but I only have a 20% win rate on the VPOC migrations. And it seems like I'm making mistakes on them. Stop loss, no range, no range, no range. So that seems to be my biggest issue, and I recognized I was hesitating a bit this morning when I saw VPOC migration. Yeah, so I was only 1 tick below the structure instead of 2. And then I also missed an entry here. On this one, no range. So the market opens up and I'm going short and I catch a scale and then I get stopped out here. And we see VPOC migrate, and this was an opportunity to enter that I didn't take. VPOC migrates again and I go long and I barely catch my scale instead of getting stopped. We break and then we come back and we test the VPOC, another potential opportunity. And then this is the mistake here with range. We see VPOC migrate, but there's this obstacle right here with liquidity overhead. And I go long, and then all we do is price check here, which is very feasible. So given that we have the obstacle here and the liquidity overhead, this VPOC migration shouldn't be taken, and I should wait. Here's a scratch. I marked it a 2.5. Oh, this is this one right here. Here's one with no range again. So we have the IB acting as an obstacle. And I go long and I take a stop. And then we see VPOC migrate. But I think at the time I remember that I thought that this was a break, but it wasn't. And I take the long, but we have the obstacle here. And the IB is acting as resistance. So I fail to recognize that we have this obstacle overhead, and I take the loss. Yeah, so price is too high. So be very aware of the range with these IBs. Here's another one with no range. This trade was rushed. When I saw the VPOC migration, I did not realize there was no range. So no range on entry in the channel. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of resistance and a VPOC migration, and absolutely no opportunity to get scaled. And my stop loss is also within the range. So no trade. That seems pretty obvious. But, you know, what are you going to do? And I remember this rallied all day. Last one was a winner. VPOC migration after breaking up and testing the high. I missed an entry here. I take the long. I get scaled prior to the high. Okay. So let's take a note in our observations for tomorrow. Mean reversion trades either struggling with context change or no structure. Actually, let's create a new folder here and let's call it statistics analyzed. And then we're going to keep an active log of when we analyze our statistics. 7/19/23. This way we could always come back. Mean reversion trades. Either struggling with context change or no structure. VPOC migration. Trend config. Struggling with no range. Okay. Is there another big one that I've been taking lately? Those are profitable in 2 trades. IBCs. No setup on 3 of them. Oh yeah, so we have this. I remember we have this really large impulse, and I just press sell at the top of it, which is a pretty poor choice. And I think I made 2 of these. Yeah. So that was a lack of awareness, just I guess a lack of patience and awareness of this heavy volume reversal. After taking out stops down here. So, got to be aware of that sort of environment. It's kind of the same thing as today. I'm prepared though today because I know that if we break below 4,600, we could become two-sided. And we have this extremely high volume break. But as soon as we come back in to the IB, and I see that the buying volume is picking up, I buy it to come back to retail right here. I was aware for it and I anticipated it though. Okay. So now let's go to the details or the reports. Let's go to all of our mistakes. No range, no setup, no structure. So these are mostly coming from two-sided trading, mean reversion, and VPOC migration. No awareness has cost me the most money. And I've looked at all these. How do I go back? Oh, did I mark my tilt today? tilt. I think this falls under tilt. Yeah. So I'm up $1 this week. The first half hour, I'm losing 5. Let's see, 10 o'clock. So up until 9:55. So I'm losing for 4 of the first 6. I've made all my money at 11:10. I'm not really willing to cut out trading the first half hour because it's extremely important for gauging the market conditions for the day, and I only trade the first 2 hours, and there's sometimes very good opportunities within the first few minutes, but I need to get better at it. So 11 o'clock seems to be my sweet spot. I'm predominantly losing until 11. We know what this looks like. Okay. So these numbers I think will naturally go up. One of my big observations today was that I took multiple scratches, which could have been, or losses, which could have been multiple wins, if I would have risked an extra 2 ticks. That'll be something that I will be watching for. Out of 34 trades, I'm only down $68, which is like one trade or 2 trades. So I'm essentially at break even. And as I keep pinning these mistakes, I will get better. Yep. Till tomorrow. All right. GM to sell. Today's the 20th. Time is flying. What are you gonna do? Ugh. So yeah, I reviewed the stats last night, and a few other things. This morning, got up, cleaned my kitchen, went for a nice walk, and yeah, my breathing exercise was kind of rough. I was frustrated. But I was frustrated that I wasn't breathing well. It's like an oxymoron. Eventually, I was able to get out of it, but as I could see, it was pretty shaky. So that means that this morning, I will have to be on high alert for changes in my behavior and perception. And be really on top of noticing when I get frustrated or euphoric. I feel like I don't understand how I am when I'm euphoric so much yet, because I've never been like, winning so much, like ever. But that's going to be a problem that is going to come about, potentially. New problems arise as I become a more weathered trader. So yeah, the chimes went off. This is a long breathing session, 14 minutes. Usually it's not even half of this. So after the chimes went off, I decided to continue doing the breathing to get into the mindset, and I did, where I saw, I had that vision that I get when I feel like I'm seeing clearly, but my eyes are closed. If that makes any sense, I know it does for myself. Yeah, and then I was realizing my muscles were getting tight, and I wasn't really. I was like stopping it, and then it was just coming back in like really small places, like in like one of my fingers or something. And it was kind of hot in here, so I took off my socks, and I think that helped me too. Yeah. And I sent my dad another message last night, Because I figured that I need to answer because I don't want to run away from my demons, which is something I wrote in my journal. Which so I didn't do. I didn't run away, but I don't think the response was one that I wanted. I didn't read it yet. But what are you gonna do, right? I listened to Alan Watts this morning about a system of energy. I'm still listening to it, but I just love listening to him. So yesterday, we rally, we open drive in the morning, follow scenario 3, and then we have a large sell-off, and then we become two-sided. This is the last trade I took of the day. I longed back to retail, and then we test the IB, and then we just balance the rest of the day. At one point, we broke to the downside, and then we came back up to 1600, and we ended up in balance right under 1600. And this morning, we are balancing lower, holding below 1600, auctioning the previous low a day, and we're right here at this key area between 83 and 79. And we know the plan, it's the same as yesterday for this area. If it breaks, I will want to be a seller, and I'll have to be scaled by 75. And then I'm targeting 63. And if 63 and 60 go, because 60 is its own target, then I'm looking for 51, magnet zone. Alternatively, so if this is the case, then we're going to expect at the open a drive up that fails before 1600 and 1604, previous volume point of control. Can't hang out here, and then takes the previous low a day. And if that happens, then there's potential to be a seller. Alternatively, if we break the overnight low and then we round out and then impulse up, then this price might be too low, and we might continue to grind upwards, targeting 4600, 4604, 4609, and then maybe we'll continue, but it doesn't seem as likely as hanging out here. So I became tilted yesterday after being one ticked multiple times. And it led me to making the worst trade that I've made out of 34 trades. When I become tilted, I stop accounting for information. That was the same thing that happened 2 days ago when I became distracted and I didn't account for information. So it's imperative that I stay in the flow, in the moment, recognize when I may have fallen out of it, and then come back in. If I recognize that I'm tilted, then I could stop myself and take a break beforehand. Or realign. So I'm going to be paying attention to my emotional state this morning, and depending on what happens, not be trading the first 15 minutes or so. I was aligning heavily with the trend today, and then I tilted off and I walked away, and I actually came back fresh. I called out a context change and caught a really nice trade. Yeah, I anticipated a potential context change and what I would do in that scenario, and that's why that trade worked out so well for me, because I anticipated it before it happened. Yeah, today was the first day where I lost my cool noticeably. I became tilted and did not recognize I fell out of alignment and quickly took 2 losses. And that was due to me not recognizing context. So if I become audibly upset or I feel like my muscles are tense, then I'm going to call it out and I'm going to attempt to correct it before I make a mistake. Patterns. Third day in a row where I'm sleeping during the day. My heart has been racing at night. I must continue to face my demons. I slept well last night and I fell asleep pretty easily. I slept for 8 hours and I woke up and I felt ready to go this morning. And I am going to conserve my emotional energy so that I could snap out of this 3-day pattern. And I took the necessary steps that I need to take in order for this to be the case. Last night I did. So I'm looking out for myself. I noticed that without my errors, the last 3 or 4 days would have been profitable. I know that that's like so easy to say, but I'm like on the cusp, and I'm just making some mistakes that are causing me to be slightly unprofitable instead of slightly profitable, or even a decent amount profitable. My second trade of the day today had no structure. Yeah. Let's look at that. So we have an auction, a break of the VWAP, and then we pop back up, but there's no break above. We're just holding VWAP. It could easily just turn down. So we would like to see some more confirmation here. And it came down and then it retested. So this is more acceptable after seeing the VPOC shift, but we still came down and picked. So, yeah, I was one ticked multiple times yesterday, and it frustrated me. So, I'm going to be paying attention to my style of where I place my stops, and see if something needs to change, or if I should be having a little bit more risk, or only taking trades that have more room to scale, so I can put my stop further back. If I'd widened my stops, I would have profited on 4 positions instead of being one ticked on them. Here they are. But I don't know if 4 is correct. I may have moved my target to the obstacle. Took a 4-point win. I have the same goals. It's a stay in alignment and call out context changes, which I've talked a lot about. Structure before trades. I don't want to have any trades without structure today. So every time I'm stalking the trade, let me say to myself, let me see structure. Wait for structure. I need range to scale. This is something that I've actually been able to cut out more of over the last few days. And do not run from my problems, which I didn't. So the worst trade that I had was me giving up my self-control and taking a trade with no vetted location, and then no structure on one of the trades. And now I have to see about my stop losses. I know that it's just kind of random, so I'm not gonna like make any rash changes, but I will be paying attention. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so the market seems less likely to have a grind upwards today, and seems more likely to either balance or to drift lower. So we know our plan. We're not really we're interested in going long, depending on the context, but specifically if the previous low day is held, we see it hold above this area, then we could do gap to settle trade as the long trade. And to the downside, if we begin to break this 81 area, we know we have the stat down here to be hit potentially, and we have 65 to 60 below. So that's this morning's analysis. And I feel a bit excited. We're going to see what happens at the open here. It's going to be important to watch. We have heavy liquidity at 75 and liquidity at 90. All right. So looks like an initial push upwards. Tap the naked volume point of control here. VHVN. See if we could get past this previous low a day and continue upwards. Looking a little weak up here.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. It's stupid. Not a good trade, if you ask me. We also have the stat here, which I didn't see. All right, well, mistakes are made. It's going to go in the journal. Awareness is key. Let's see if this holds. So previous low day tapped. Now we're checking the VPOC. Here's a price check of the VPOC. ES opens with a 4-point gap, immediately responds to close. Watching to see reaction within yesterday's range. Okay, we're pushing here. Potential for a VPOC migration. Let's see if we can get a migration here. Little LVN. With VPOC migrating upwards, this heavy buying, a price check, short is not the move. I'm not really sure why I even did that. Potential test here. Potential for a VPOC migration. Potential to pick stops here.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Buyers are stepping in to eat through this liquidity.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Battle going on. This is also the overnight volume point of control, currently holding.
Order submitted.
That's another potential entry. ES responsive and pushed up into prior range. Looking for some continuation here, obviously. Some pretty heavy buying. That guy pulls, so that's a pretty good sign. We catch a scale.
Order submitted.
Shorts might be careful up here. No shorts in either product. We have the overnight high stat. I just can't take a 3-point target. We're going to target the settlement.
Order submitted.
Price check after breaking the high. Some aggressive selling here. Double top TPO.
Order submitted.
We'll give it a little bit of a chance. Previous low day. So we see some stop divergence there. We'll see if we can break above here. Here's some buyers.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's observe. So we're holding this previous range. See if we see a buyer step in. I think there'll be better opportunities. ES, as of right now, I'm leaning on my primary expectation scenario 1, which was a test up, which we're getting, then resistance to show up ahead of 4,600 or previous close at 98, seeing the grind up, waiting to see if we flush back below FS levels, sitting on hands at the moment. Here's another test of that volume. Price check here. Overnight stat is still open too. We'll see if we can make a new high here. ES is tentatively trying to find support developing RTH VWAP. If that fails and we get a flush, I'm looking to be short for the overnight low. If we push higher, I'm hands off. Yeah. VWAP is currently holding, but this area is also holding. If we push the outside of this area and we start breaking here and holding VWAP as resistance, it could turn into a short. Looks like a flag. We'll see though if it can continue. What a nice long this is. This is another long. I caught that one. This is just bad trade though. We have news coming out at 10, by the way. Here's another slight migration upwards. We have a break of the structure here. So we might see a break to the upside after breaking the structure. Overnight stat. Tapped. A lot of stops. Break. Could certainly continue. One ticked again. Slowly fading away. It looks like that stat wasn't taken yet, actually. Hmm. VHVN tap. I mean, VPOC tap. Cannot break. Retest again. So picked stats, picked stops from the overnight. Third attempt. Breaking with volume. It looks like the very beginning of a potential short. This might be the area where it begins to reject. Using 5 minutes. What?
Are you getting up?
I'm up.
Are you working for this second?
I'm working.
Are you in train?
No?
Can you move this one because it's dark and I don't know where that spider is.
I can't move it right now. Let's see if we get a large impulse downwards. Start holding RTH VWAP as resistance. And then we'll be targeting the overnight low. Overnight high is very close, but we see that sellers have stepped in every time we attempt to hit it. And now we're auctioning below this area here. So it could get kicked off with an impulse. So we've fallen out there. Auctioning down here. No break of this structure. Buyers at VWAP. Caution on number in 5 minutes. Be patient. 2 minutes now, so no trade until this news comes out. Auctioning this VWAP. Outside edge now. News in 30 seconds. Here's the news. Some buying. Some selling.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Let's wait to see if we break.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Targeting that overnight low. And then we got 65.
Order submitted.
That's a double bottom. Auctioning the previous low day. Yes, got a double top at the overnight high, but no break. Now failing below RTH VWAP, which has been tentative support. I'm looking short with that structure above as my expected resistance. Ideal will be wrong above 94ish with recovery and hold above RTH VWAP. Now we're auctioning below the previous low day. Looking for a break here. Sellers are looking decently strong.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
2 ticks above the structure. Holding below the previous low a day. VHVN at 87. Still looking for opportunities to enter here. Potential test 87. High volume node.
Order submitted. 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 Order submitted.
I feel like I'm struggling with my with this structure right now.
Order submitted.
We're gonna take a 2-to-1, and then we're also gonna hold for like a 4-to-1 or whatever. Large selling through the open. Here's another test. That structure held. It's another potential short. So we extend the low. That was another potential shorting opportunity that I didn't take. We could get another test of 85 area. So we're front rushing the overnight low by a point. And we're just chilling now. We're just going to see if we get paid. We're front rushing liquidity, which is good. And we're giving ourselves a point. So now we have a higher low. And algos step in. Here's a price check of 85. High volume node. This is kind of like a warning here, I would say. Let's see if it breaks this high volume node. This is the first signs here, maybe. I'm on the market for a short. On a retest of 86. What did I just do?
Order submitted.
Okay. Yeah, no return, so no trade there. We're still looking for that overnight low. Lower low.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
We're in again. 84.5. 2.5 points.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So 84.5, and this one goes to 79.5, so it's 5 points. The risk reward makes sense. That's a new low created, so now we're just hoping for some continuation. We're front rushing by a whole point and a quarter on 3 of the positions. We're auctioning the low, so that looks fairly decent. All you could do is align yourself and see if it works. Looking all right. See if we get those sellers. That's a new low there. Target acquired.
Order submitted.
Now we're looking for the stat.
Order submitted.
We'll front rush it by 2 ticks. And after that, we have a free roll for 65 and 61. And also there's potential, if this area breaks aggressively, to short it towards that area. They're adding. All right. Here comes some major selling. Potential for zipper continuation here. Drifting away. We have potential to check this 80. High volume node here. Liquidity stepping in. So I think I could probably place my stop at 84-ish.
Order submitted.
High volume node here. 83, so 84.25. We'll give it like a point, a little over a point. That's break even on the other trades. There's a retest of the 79 area. Liquidity pulled. It looks like it traded here. Maybe a flag for push upwards, but if we break and then pull back, it's shorting time, without a doubt. Yes, filled on 79.75 bid. Overnight low taken. Now left with just that. One of those things we used to have all the time. What are they called? Runner. That's it, a runner. Expect some turbulence through the 75 to 79 zone, but ideally if we keep lower lows, highs, and resistance at RTH levels on pullbacks, I'm open to eventually getting a test of the next zone, 64 region. So we got to be scaled by 75, that is. Looks like potential to continue here. That's a new low. Looking a bit heavy. There's another break of the low. I find myself wanting to tell the group that I killed this play, and now this is the exact moment where I stop myself.
Order submitted.
I think I still like this area, I guess.
Order submitted.
Can't move it yet. If we start seeing some major buying, we could exit and reassess. Could always get realigned. That's a push to that 75.
Order submitted.
I'm comfortable with that. High volume node at 78. IB to be set in 3 minutes. That liquidity is gone, but they're adding it back. I don't know if they're planning on trading or what. And if 75 goes, next stop is 65 and 60.
Order submitted.
It's very possible that when the IB hits, it could take me out. And if it does do that, we have high volume node here at 83. Up to VWAP. Then the market becomes two-sided. See some heavy buying coming in. Seller comes in, knock it down. Obstacle, selling structure, obstacle. They're adding here liquidity. IB is right at 75. Whoa. So they're opening the door, and it looks like they're allowing buyers to step in. Now they've added the liquidity back. Little ledge in LVN here at 82. I wonder if the market is just gonna fucking rip through this IB. Yeah, so I'm not seeing, like FT just said about NQ, we're not bouncing really, and we're not seeing collisions that are showing that it's being supported very heavily. We could see this this change a little bit. If we get a rally upwards, like I said, we're looking for 83, 85, maybe even 87. But we're not seeing that much. A lot of volume created down here at the IB. There's a break. Now we observe behavior. Not catching a bounce. Not moving downwards. It looks like it might continue. Here comes iceberg. Yes, testing 75s for me at least. I'm still comfortable holding this runner. All indices below yesterday low and overnight low. Cumulative delta and ES supports lower prices. In this, so there's a break. Fairly heavy. Wow. This will now be moved.
Order submitted.
So now we have the IB test and high volume node at 76. Coming up to test the IB. Have to be careful about room to scale. I think we could test that 76. But then again, we could also just leave it. I didn't see any stops taken out either. So there's not really enough room to operate there. Potentially, I feel comfortable if we break lower and then retest here. High or low. Retesting the 75 zone, looking for stops. Here's a push into the high volume node. Potential for continuation. See some stop divergence. Nothing indicating a short yet. I was looking for a pullback to 75. I'm very weary of this area, as you could tell. So now we're barely being supported at this area. We're below the IB. We're below the point of control. Everything, essentially. Still comfortable holding this. There's a break.
Order submitted.
Locked in another Subway sub.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
See if we come back, test the IB.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
For some reason, I actually didn't really mean to do this. I did, but at the same time, I kind of didn't.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
So we see the break there. Holding below the IB, we created a new low.
Order submitted.
We'll see if we kind of get lucky on
Order
this.
submitted.
That's it.
I'm leaving.
What time? Where are you going?
Jacksonville.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'll see ya.
All right. Well, the IBC was worth a shot. I'm assuming this is the end of the road for this position. So at the end of the day, I'm up 180 bucks there. I'm exercising caution here. Lower low and then a higher low. And we see some decent buying. We know that there's stops up above. We know the market has the opportunity to get large. So we have 78 high volume node. We also have LVN at 81.5, which is a pretty important area. So 80, 78. There's stops taken there. Still structure. The area that I'm really interested in is between 81 and 84. Especially this 82-ish area. Seeing some stop divergence here. Price could come down, check the IB for an IBF. Looks to be getting a little bit tired. Around the 78 area.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So now we're back on it.
Order submitted.
We'll see if we get a test of the IB here. That will make us risk neutral. It could turn into an IBF, but I'm front rushing the IB for a short, so if it wants to continue and test the low and do that, then no problem. FT said okay, so pay attention here. Not really feeling absolutely stunning about this, but this is a good, pretty good structure. We're holding below it. Price could certainly come check the IB. FT said that on NQ, there's an early sign for shorts that it could stall out, giving collisions. I'm gonna take a break. It might work, but again, I'm looking at 81 to 84. All right. ES Shorts would want to see an 83 area defended as an early warning. Pending reversal narration. This is the same mistake that I usually make. Not seeing the signs of an early reversal. So we're gonna look for this 83 area. What I was talking about earlier was the beginning of an early reversal, and then we got it. And on the first signs of it curling, I enter, but I exit here. We're looking for the VWAP in the mid, aligning with this high volume node. We also have an LVN here. So this is another warning where we tested the high, but then we broke, and then we held. We broke, auction, test, hold, break high, tap this auction, hold down here, break higher, tapping the high, hold this auction. So now there's potential for price to move higher. We're looking for a lot of stops to be removed here and a test of this 83 VWAP area. And we want to see if there's a reversal structure here to come back down and test the IB, which has not been tested yet. Seeing some good buying pressure coming into this area. An auction above the high. Want to keep the big picture in mind. I have it up on my screen here. That was 83 tapped. We know that VWAP is just above. Liquidity is defending here. We see liquidity overhead. An auction. So we'll want to see a break of VWAP and then a break below this auction for around 2 to 3 point risk. It's another push of the high. There's stops above VWAP. Now we're going to look to see if this area is defended or not. A lot of liquidity stacked overhead. So we want to see a break to 81.5-ish.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Or I just enter.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Kind of just gliding back up. I think it's probably going to push me out here. Yeah, I didn't listen to myself. Obstacle here. Now we're back down here. We'll see if we break. Or if we hold. That was just a lack of patience. That's why I'm giving back money for no reason. Break.
Order submitted. 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 Order submitted.
See some selling pressure coming in. Need to see this break 81.5. Okay, we caught a scale. Obstacles here, 79-ish. We'll see what happens at the IB. It's hard to tell what's like a good trade and what's not after doing this. Because I had one trade that wasn't really good, a second trade that's bad. I had 3 in a row, so I'm like really struggling with this reversal structure. So we got to get past 79 to get to the IB.
Order submitted.
That's how this is worth it. And we have to see what happens at this IB. If we break the IB and it looks like continuation, then potential to short the IB and get scaled before the low. ES-bound resistance on the initial test of FSVWAP, watching to see if that area is able to hold and we break the intraday one-time framing higher. So if we break that 79 area and the IB, then the selling could be back on. If it does, we can fall below overnight low and start pressuring IB low again. Then the short bias remains intact and strong. Otherwise, if we keep grinding higher, this starts to look more like chop with a negative skew. Yeah, so we have to get below this area here, 79. Just too early, like I needed this to break. And I said it, but I didn't do it. That's why I got one ticked. I'm just too early. Here comes some selling. We're gonna test the 79 area. Some pretty aggressive selling here. Expecting a bounce from this area. Here comes some buyers. Buying pressure is building. We'll see if after all this buying pressure we have a higher low or not. And if we could break the structure. Here's some pretty intense buying. Still holding the structure. We want to see this area break. See slightly greater selling than buying pressure. This area was now defended, but we'll see what happens at this test. If we break this, then we might drift upwards. But if we create another low here on pressure, then I could suspect that we could test the IB. Here's liquidity to assist, some fairly heavy selling pressure, and we're looking for a break of 79. This held. We're looking for a continuation based off of this liquidity. Kind of looks like it's rounding out. Pressure is kind of slimming. I mean, volume is kind of slimming as we reach the 79 area. There's some heavy buying, but all absorbed. That was all absorbed. Now let's see what happens again on some more buying pressure. So that legit traded. Not giving it up yet. Heavy, heavy buying. Extremely heavy. Now, if this area holds, then we could get stopped. We're still back down here despite that buying volume. Retesting that 79. This was the first sign of a potential reversal, but we didn't break structure even on that really heavy volume. Either two things could happen right now. The bottom could fall out pretty heavily, or we could reverse. And here comes maybe the bottom falling. Some heavy selling. selling. Now we have this high volume node at 79 that we're suspecting will hold as resistance. We have volume at 77, which we're testing. HVN up here at 79. It's it's actually around 80. 79.25. Micro auction break. If we break here, we're likely to test the IB. Here's some heavy selling to test the low. Algo is supporting. So if I catch my target, I'm likely going to move my trailing stop above this area. The algo stepped down. I think didn't really trade that much. Test of the volume. Maybe even potential for VPOC to migrate to one of these areas.
Order submitted.
High volume node here. LVN. High volume node at VWAP. Maybe a small selling structure, but pretty tricky. LVN alignment. Structure here. $79 is potentially going to act as support. There's some 79 support. Meet me. Meet. Anything could happen here, in my opinion. Test. So I guess shorts are on the hook. Longs are also on the hook. If price aggressively breaks above this VWAP, then it could even turn into a potential VWAP to VPOC. Stops. So either it's going to be too low here, or we're going to check it and bounce and go lower. We're not really bouncing though. That liquidity is lightening up. Basing up here. VPOC migration. Stopped. Heavy liquidity at 87. Wow. Look at all those stops. Okay, folks, that's the end of that. I'm going to focus elsewhere until the group mentoring session. Me too. So I made $140 today. I certainly gave some back. 1,000 watts. Not every day you see that. Phoebe. Alright. I'm just gonna start my journaling in a few minutes. GG. Not bad today.